Hello everyone, how you doing? So today we are going to talk about the Greek god Kratos. I already mentioned in my Nike video that Kratos is one of the children of the Titan Pallas and the river deity Styx. Like his siblings Nike, Zealous and Baia, Kratos is also a divine personification of a certain aspect. Can you guess which? Here's a hint. Of course, Kratos is the personification of strength. Mentioned first alongside his siblings in Hesiod's Theogony, in which his mother Styx is one of the first non-Olympians going to the godfather Zeus, asking for a place within his regime. Zeus then rewarded her children with high positions of power, and these children, including Kratos, are said to never leave Zeus's side, being with him and fighting with him whenever they can. Now, as Kratos represents strength, you can probably imagine that he is not exactly the nicest guy around. His personality can be seen in two distinct stories. The first one being the tragedy Prometheus Bound, written around 430 BC by the Greek tragedian Aeschylus. Prometheus is the titan that is most famous for giving the fire to the race of men, which Zeus did not exactly approve of. And this is where Kratos comes into play. You see, Prometheus needed to be punished for what he had done, and Kratos actually was the guy coming up with the according punishment, going to the mild-mannered blacksmith god Hephaestus and convincing him to forge chains to bind Prometheus to a mountain, where he needs to be bound for the rest of his existence. There's actually an argument in the play in which Kratos belittles and ridicules the god Hephaestus because he thought that this kind of punishment was way too harsh. In their conversation, Kratos makes it clear that he thinks that anyone who acts against the wishes of Zeus must be severely punished, and that taking pity would actually be a waste of time. So Kratos basically orders Hephaestus to bind Prometheus while he holds him down, also indicating how strong the guy is when being literally able to hold down a titan. Well, to be fair, it is not explicitly stated that it was Kratos holding him down, but I'm just assuming it was. He tells Hephaestus to drive nails through his hands. Funnily enough, Prometheus being shown with nails through his hands is quite rare. He also tells him to further his agony by driving a steel wedge through his chest, ridiculing Prometheus by saying that his name, which means foresight, seems rather foolish when you think about how his story ended. In the end, Prometheus was bound brutally to the mountain and forced to have his liver eaten by an eagle every single day, which was seen as unnecessarily cruel even by the standards of most of the gods. But this is in fact not the only punishment delivered by Kratos. Kratos was also involved in the punishment of Ixion. Ixion was the first kinslayer of Greek mythology, a son of Ares who not only killed his father-in-law, but also lusted after Zeus's wife, which is... you don't want to do that. That's like bad. So bad in fact that Zeus made Kratos punish him, which he did by binding him to a winged wheel which is always on fire, making him spin and literally burn for eternity in the Tartarus. Now, unfortunately, but possibly also due to him being more of a personified concept, there is in fact only one surviving depiction of Kratos, which is why I'm using the one from God of War, because this one fits actually quite well. The existing one is on a fragmentary red figure Skyphos by the Meidias painter, or at least this is what I have read, but I'm still not convinced because I couldn't find it online, but it probably exists. Now there are of course later depictions of Kratos, especially concerning the binding of Prometheus out of the 18th century, and then there is of course the extremely famous depiction of Kratos in the God of War franchise, which was quite helpful for making this video concerning visual aid. So anyway, that has been all there is to say about Kratos, the strength incarnate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. May the gods be with you, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.